Okay, this is what counts as a press conference nowadays, so go ahead and ask your stupid questions while I stand like this.
Mr. President. Mr. President.
Wait, hang on a second. Okay, now go ahead.
Mr. President, some are saying you're showing signs of cognitive decline. They're saying your age might be a factor.
Wrong. I am the youngest person you've ever met.
Mr. President, what do you have to say about the ever-increasing number of sexual misconduct allegations against you?
Let me tell you something. Every man in the world treats women this way, and all the ones who don't would be just as guilty as me if they did, okay?
Mr. President, given the travel ban from Muslim countries, the inhumane treatment of immigrants at the southern border, the embrace of Nazis in Charlottesville, the shithole country's remarks, telling the squad to go back to where they came from, to name just a few of many examples, what do you have to say about all the charges of racism against you?
Listen to me. I don't have a racist bone in my body. In fact, the bones in my feet actually prevented me from killing any Vietnamese people.
Mr. President, you've said nobody reads the Bible more than you. Can you tell us a few of your favorite verses?
Well, Ali vs. Frazier was good. Alien vs. Predator, one of the all-time greats. And of course, the big Supreme Court case in the 70s, Road vs. Way, where you had one side saying, let's go down this road, and the other side saying, no, let's go the opposite way.
What do you think is the most important of the 10 Commandments?
Well, there's a lot of great commandments. You've got ketchup, mustard, horseradish, although sometimes that makes my nose feel very spicy, and I don't like that.
Mr. President, Rudy Giuliani is now under indictment for his work in Ukraine. Do you care to comment?
Well, just so you understand, this Rudy, I don't know him. I've met him maybe once or twice. I don't remember meeting him. I meet a lot of people, and I do a lot of things. And the things I do involve a lot of money. And the money comes from a lot of places. And those places are in a lot of countries. And those countries have a lot of problems. And remember Ronnie Lott? He got hurt in the middle of a game, so they had to amputate his neck at halftime. And after that, he needed a closer parking space. And the slot receivers drew straws for who would switch with him. So the slots drew a lot of lots to give Ronnie Lott their spot in the parking lot.
Mr. President, what do you have to say in your defense about the phone call with the president of Ukraine?
Excuse me, there never was a phone call with Ukraine.
But you already released the call notes.
Excuse me, it was a perfect call. It was all about planning a surprise party for Putin, and you all ruined it by reporting it on the news.
But the call notes include a quid pro quo about muddying up Joe Biden.
Excuse me, a quid pro quo is not a crime.
But this particular quid pro quo is extortion, which is a crime.
Excuse me, you can't indict a sitting president. You can't do it.
But you can be impeached for it.
Excuse me, you can't impeach a sitting president. You can't do it.
The Constitution says you can.
Excuse me, the founders were totally kidding in that part of the Constitution. People don't know how funny they were. People think everyone was so serious back then. But a lot of the top comedians still think Charlie Chaplin is one of the funniest ever. So I'm not the only famous guy who likes teenage girls. Excuse me,